jog on a beautiful fall day where the colors on the trees are starting to change. There's a nice breeze. It's a warm and sunny day. Perfect day for a jog. Whether you're an avid jogger or you're a fair weather occasional jogger, there are some certain areas that you really have to stretch out and be mindful of after your jog. Upper body specifically, shoulders and chest. When you tend to jog, your arms are up like this. Whether or not you're relaxing your upper body, you're still going to get some tension there. Everything from your waist down needs to be stretched out really well, all the way from your hips, glutes, quads, hamstrings, calves, everything needs to be stretched out. So I'm just going to kind of show you my post-jog workout and how I kind of stretch everything out after to make sure nothing tightens up too much. So let's head to the top of our mat. We're going to stand into Tadasana or mountain pose. Good thing is we don't have to warm up because we've already had our warm up in. So we're really going to start off with just some stretches, some balancing poses, and really just kind of go from there. Sorry, I'm kind of dripping and glistening a little bit here. So if you stay at the top of your mat, I'm just going to turn so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. What I want you to do is inhale. You're going to bring your knee up, your arms up. We're going to clasp our fingers together, and you've got your knee into your hands, and you can just hold it here. By letting your knee just kind of work with gravity, you're stretching out your shoulders, your upper back right now, as well as kind of getting a little bit of stretch in your glutes. So you're just going to hold it here for a few breaths, really engaging the core, standing tall. You can use a wall if you need to, or a chair if you find that your balance is a little bit off. If you want, you go a little deeper, you pull it nice and tight into your chest and really stretch out even more. Let's circle out that foot a little bit. Good. Release the opposite hand, place it on your hip, and pull that knee open to the side. Really trying to open up that hip, stretch out the groin. Good. And again, if you need to have your hand on the wall, you can go ahead. Excellent. Bring it back in. If you can stay strong, you can hold steady without tapping your foot down. You can grab the back of your foot, and let's do a nice quadricep stretch here. And again, standing nice and tall, engage the core, ground down with this foot. And then we can go a little deeper. I'm just going to turn to the side here. Going a little deeper into a modified dancers. So you can start to stretch that back foot up. Keep the chest lifted. Raise the arm. Just really nice gentle back bend. You're stretching out your shoulder, you're stretching out your quad, your glutes getting a little bit of a stretch, your abs, everything. And release down. Good, let's do that on the other side. You're going to inhale up, bring that knee up, clasp the hands. Just let gravity take that leg away from your body and stretch out your shoulders. You can feel it up in feeling the stretch in your deltoid muscles here. Good, rolling it out in your ankle. Bring it a little bit deeper into your chest, getting a nice stretch. Make sure that grounding leg has a little bend in the knee. Keep breathing. Good. Again, release with the opposite hand. Place it on your hip. Pull open that hip and stretch out the groin. You might need to find a spot on the floor to focus. Good. Bring it back to center. Grab onto that ankle and slowly pull that knee straight down and a little bit back. And you'll feel a nice stretch in your quadricep. Again, I'll turn and we can go into dancer's pose. So again, inhale, your arm comes up, start to tip forward, chest stays lifted, lifting out of that back leg, pushing that ankle in your hand to kind of pull it away, a little bit of a back bend. Good, releasing it down. So now we're going to inhale our arms up. Exhale, fold down. Nice gentle hamstring stretch here. You're really feeling it in the back of the legs. You can bend your knees a little bit here and just let everything hang. You can cross your arms. You might feel a little shake in your leg. Keep breathing as you sink a little deeper. Good. From here, I'm going to get you to take a step back about, 3 feet or so. You're going to place your foot at a 45-degree angle. Keep your hips facing forward as you inhale your arms up into warrior one. You can clasp your hands at the top, you can do steeple, or you can have them open if it's tight on your shoulders. And you're going to exhale. Your knee is going to stay directly over top of your foot. Your hips are pushing forward. You're really straightening out that back leg as much as you can. Really trying to keep your hips forward. Good. We'll take a nice deep breath here. Exhale, your arms come down behind clasp. I want you to inhale, open your chest, pull down, looking up towards the ceiling. Breathing, keeping that bent knee at the front. And then as you exhale, I want you to come all the way down, placing your chest onto your thigh, arms coming up, and really stretching it out. Continue to breathe here. Excellent. On your inhale, engage your abs and come all the way up. Straighten out that front leg. And now I'm going to get you to clasp your elbows behind your back. Make sure, again, the hips are forward. You're going to inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, you start to hinge forward at your hips, coming all the way. Once you start to feel tension in the back of that hamstring, you can stop and rest. Really making sure your knees have a slight bend in them just to make sure that there's no pinching in the back of your knee. Good. You're going to hold it here, flat back. And then exhale, you can place your hands on your shin or come all the way down to the floor, having a block, or just putting your hands on the floor, whatever's comfortable. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, go a little deeper. Good. Inhale one more time. And exhale. Now bend the front knee and slowly start to engage your core and come on up. Good. Let's go into star pose here. So your arms are out. Your core is engaged. Good. You're going to put your hands on your hip. You're going to inhale, exhale, forward fold. Halfway through, make sure your spine is long. And then exhale, continue all the way down. Again, placing your hands on the floor on a block or onto the mat. You can reach for your ankles and just let everything hang. Really feeling the stretch again in the back of the legs. Place your right hand on the floor down below your head. You're going to take your left hand onto your hip. Slowly roll that shoulder open. And you can reach that arm up if that's okay for you. If it doesn't hurt your shoulder. And if you need a little bit of a deeper stretch, you just start to bend your elbow. There should be a nice long line from fingertips to fingertips. And now we're going to switch to the other side. So exhale, the arm comes down, replacing. The left hand goes down, right hand on the hip, and you can stay here while you open your shoulder, or you can reach nice and high. Again, long line, fingertips to fingertips. Keep breathing. Exhale, release. Now slowly you want to bend your knees slightly, placing your hands on your hips, engage your core, and come all the way back up. Now let's switch to the other side. So we're going to turn in that left foot, placing the right foot forward, having your hips coming all the way to the front, facing forward here. And you're going to inhale your arms up into warrior one. Again, palms touching, steeple, arms open. And you're going to bend that front knee over top, nicely over top of your ankle. Really feeling a stretch in that back leg as it stays nice and straight. Find a spot to focus and take a deep breath. Exhale, the arms come down. Just clasp behind your back. Really stretch those arms down and back and away as you inhale, looking up. Chest lifts. Front knee still bent. Good. On your exhale now, you'll start to fold forward, dropping your right shoulder to your right knee. Breathe, spine stays long, arms lift as much as you can. Your arms may only be here, and that's okay. You just really want to lift them up and away. Good. Inhale, coming up. Straighten out that front leg. You're going to clasp your elbows. Try and do the opposite elbow, arm on the bottom this time. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale. Lengthen the spine until you feel like there's a nice stretch in your hamstrings. Stop where you are. Breathe deeply and hold it there. Good. Now release your hands down to your shins. Take a deep inhale. Elongate that spine. Exhale, coming down. Hands to the floor if you can. And again, making sure you pull that back hip in. Push that front hip back so that your hips are nice and square to the front of your mat. They tend to want to kind of open and shift, so make sure you bring them back in. Inhale, exhale. Good. Inhale, bend that front knee, slowly start to come back up. And bring it to the center. Now we're going to kind of go down and do some floor work and really, again, finish off stretching out our legs. So coming down into tabletop pose here. I want you to just do a little bit of cat's cow, again, stretching out your shoulders, stretching out your upper back, round your upper back, tuck your chin in, tuck your tailbone in, and then going back and forth. Lift that chin, lift that tailbone. Exhale. Inhale. And now you can't do a proper yoga workout if you don't do down dog, at least in my books. I think it's always right in there, unless you have shoulder issues or a reason why you can't do downward facing dog. It should be part of every yoga workout you do. So let's go here now into our down dog. We're going to tuck our toes up underneath, and we're going to lift our hips straight up in the air, and we're going to roll back, bring our heels towards the ground, stretching our palms out on the ground. Bring our chin and our chest towards the mat. Breathing deeply, really feeling the stretch in our shoulders, our chest, our hamstrings, everywhere. You can walk your dog slowly, just stretching it out. Good. Now what I'll get you to do is we're going to come, bring our right foot forward. So again, if you can pull up your abdomen and bring it all the way through, that's great. If you can't, you can either drop to your knees and bring it forward, or you can step it forward as much as you need to. So getting yourself into a nice low lunge. That back foot should be flat on the ground now. Bring your knee directly over your ankle. You're really trying to feel a stretch in that back groin. Lifting your chest, looking forward. Taking a nice deep inhale. Exhale. Good. I want you to roll back, so you're going to bring that back hip over that back knee, straighten out that front leg, keep the chest lifted. You can keep your foot down flat, or you can lift up. It just gives a little bit of a different feel to the stretch, so whatever works and feels best for you. You're going to inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, slowly start to fold over and really feel a hamstring stretch there in the back of that, or the back of that leg. Good, keep breathing. On your next inhale, let's bring it forward, and we're going to go into pigeon. So walk your foot over to the opposite side of the mat and drop your knee down. Now you're going to have to adjust slightly to whatever, again, making sure you're comfortable. This may be all you can do. This may be just quite enough for you. You can put a block or a blanket under your bum, under your hip, whatever is comfortable. If you want to go a little deeper, you take your foot back a little bit, feeling a little deeper. Your hips should stay nice and square. Again, you can stay right here, or you can slowly start to drop down onto your elbows, and you're really feeling a wonderful stretch right in your hip, right into that groin. The quad's getting a good stretch. Feeling it even a little bit down the back glute here. And you're going to just breathe nice and deep. Hold this pose. Inhale. Stretch the spine long. Exhale. You can go as deep as you're comfortable. One more deep breath here. Slowly start to come out. You're going to place your hands about shoulder width apart. Tuck that back toe under. Start to lift up, and you can slide that leg back. We're just going to stretch it out in down dog again. So lift up your bum. Drop back onto those heels. You'll feel that that right leg is really stretched out a little bit more than that left right now. So let's do it all on this other side here. Bringing your left foot forward, however you feel you can get it up there. Dropping down onto that back knee. Knee over ankle. Stretching out that back groin there as much as you can. Lift your chest looking forward. Breathe deeply. One more. Good. Now bring that back hip over the back knee, stretching out the front leg. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold a little deeper. You may not be able to get this leg this straight as well, but again, even if it's bent, as long as you feel a stretch in the hamstring, you're doing it right, because that's what you need to be. And eventually, slowly, the more you do it, the more you're able to stretch it out. Good. One more breath. Coming back up. Let's walk this foot over to the opposite side of our mat. Drop our knee down, opening up our hip. Really just playing with the placement so your hips are square. You can drop that back leg back a little bit. You can stay right here, holding it up, feeling the stretch in that hip. Or you can slowly start to come down onto your elbows and stay here. Or go one step further, all the way down. Good. And again, taking a few deep breaths here, really trying to relax into it. Inhale, feel your body rise up slightly, and as you exhale, you melt a little deeper. That hip comes down, you're nice and square. One more breath. Good. And then you slowly start to come up. And let's come into cobbler's pose. And again, just continue to stretch out our hips a little bit here. You're going to bring the bottom of your feet together and just kind of get yourself into a comfortable position where you're sitting kind of right on your sits bones. You may have to pull the flesh away just slightly and get your pelvis tilted forward a little bit. Placing your hands around your feet. You can open your feet up kind of like a book. That helps to kind of open your legs, open your hips a little bit deeper. So inhale, elongate that spine. Again, you can hold it right here. This might just be quite enough for you. Or you slowly start to exhale. You can use your elbows to start opening up your knees. And again, just hold it where you're comfortable. Breathing deeply. Feeling the stretch. Good. One more deep breath here. Inhale, engage your abdominals and start to come back up. We're going to get ready for a couple of poses on our back before we do Shavasana, our final pose for today. You should be feeling all stretched out. I'm going to get you to roll onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Rocking from side to side. Just give a little massage onto your back. Grab your toes, coming up into a seated position. Stretch out, one more stretch here before we finish off in Shavasana. So inhaling, our arms coming up. You're going to exhale, start to come forward, hinging from the hips. When you feel your back start to round, just drop your feet or your hands down. You might feel like you're a little bit locked into your hips. You can again pull the flesh away, and that might help tilt your pelvis forward just slightly. Feeling the stretch in the hamstrings, in your calves, grabbing onto the bottom of your feet if you can. If not, you can always use a strap and be placing it around your feet and slowly starting to pull yourself forward that way. All right, whatever is comfortable for you. And again, on the next exhale, you can now start to round your upper back. Bring your head down. Try not to round that lower back too much. Don't put any pressure back there. Breathe deep. In poses like this and in pigeon, we want to hold them a little bit longer and breathe a little bit more into them, because they really do tend to stretch out the longer you hold them. You'll feel that as I inhale here, my chest kind of rises and as my belly and my belly expands onto my thighs, but then as I exhale, the space I created, I'm able to go a little deeper. So the longer you can hold these stretches specifically, the better for you, and you'll find more improvement as you continue on with it. Good. Now inhale, engage your abdominals, coming all the way up. And let's come back down onto our backs slowly. We're going to bring our right knee in and do the same stretch we did at the beginning, except now we're doing it laying down. We'll bring our knee right into our chest, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing that straight leg. Breathe. Releasing the opposite hand to knee, opening up that hip slightly. Again, same thing we did in standing. Trying to keep that opposite hip grounded. Inhaling it back in, straightening it out. And let's do the other side. Left knee up. Breathing nice and deeply. Good. Release the opposite hand and just start to bring the knee down. Good. Bring it in, straighten it out. Now we're going to go into our corpse pose and finish it off for the day. Every workout should be finished in corpse, whether it's even just held for a minute, 2 minutes. You can stay for 5 or 10. Sometimes you even fall asleep. That's not the plan, that's not the idea that you want to do. But even, you know what, if you just need a 5-minute cat nap, feel free to go ahead and do it. So just really relax your body, tuck your tailbone, open your feet, palms up, roll your shoulders down and away, chin into your chest, and begin to breathe and focus on your breath, focus on your body, feeling if there's any aches or pains or tightness. Trying to breathe into those spots and release the tension. I'm going to leave you here today to finish off your post-jog yoga session in corpse. Stay here as long as you like. Breathe deeply, relax. Have a beautiful and balanced day. We'll see you next time. Namaste.